This is Mark Swartz with Senior America Strong and Senior Arizona Strong. For whatever reason, you may need to begin an in-home training program, and I'm not going to go into the whys of that. Everybody's situation is different. I'm a strength coach, I'm a personal trainer. My purpose is to help people. That's what I'm going to do with offering suggestions, being real creative with an in-home strength training program. My contact info, if you have questions, you want further help, or at times I'll refer to this if you need to get a hold of me, Senior America Strong, YouTube and Facebook. I'm kind of good with social media, the YouTube and the Facebook stuff, not really good, but enough to get into trouble. So what I normally do before I begin a workout, I have a client workout, is go through a activation preparation period, which involves some type of soft tissue work, we call it, okay? If you're familiar with a foam roller, okay, you can begin with that. I'm not going to do that now because of time constraints. So a suggestion would be to do some, foam rolling for 2-3 minutes or however how long you determine, because you're on your own schedule. Another option is a device. There's tons of them on the market now, some type of self-massaging device. This one's called a Tiger Tail, and the concept of this is you're just giving yourself a massage. So if you don't have one of these, rolling pin, okay? So large muscle groups that you can get to, quadricep area, glutes maybe, low back, hamstrings, calf area, shoulders a little bit hard to get to, you can't really manage that, but you're just going to kind of rub those out a little bit, making a little bit more mobility for your movements. Rolling pin, okay? All right, for the next part and going into the actual workout, I'm going to actually do the workout but give you other options and variations for this. So if you have dumbbells, that's great. If you don't have dumbbells, we're just going to do some different things. So what we're going to start off with, and people that I work with know what's coming up, is we're going to do some torso strengthening work. And this is where the foundation of all strength comes from, is your torso, okay? So again, we're going to kind of speed through this a little bit. I know that people that I've worked with, they see this, they're going to be doing this for 3 or 4 minutes, okay? I just know that. Not so in this video. Okay, so simple front plank, and we're just going to be kind of a low plank version, okay? Forearms, elbows on the floor, hands apart, elbows kind of clenched and tight, back tight, everything kind of solid and squeezing. Main thing we're trying to do is create a little bit of strength through here, plus we're getting the central nervous system, peripheral nervous system activated a little bit. If you have trouble going from the toes to the forearms, you can modify this, go from the knees to the forearms, okay? Picking the heels up, hope you can see that in the picture. Now you've shortened your span. If that's a little bit more problematic, okay, change your load a little bit. So just go a plank position from here, or if that's still problematic, you've got a handy dandy chair. I gotta be careful because this is a crate and barrel table here, crate and barrel coffee table. Can't scratch it. So we would just do like a modified plank like so, whatever you need, okay? Whatever you can tolerate. Planking, side planks, boom, gonna hit that for a little bit. You can add some stuff to it or just hold it. Again, bend the knees. I know you can't see this because of my camera angle. Going from the knees to the forearms. Okay, from here we're going to go right into glute bridging. I'm on my back, knees are bent. I'm not going to arch the spine. I'm going to extend at the hip, driving my heels in the floor, up, squeeze, up and down like so. We're working the glutes and hamstrings as hip extensors, okay? Got a band. If you want to add a little bit more demands to this, you would put your legs to the band, have around the knees, create tension in the band, up and down. If you don't have one of these, and you live in the Los Angeles area, contact me. I'll deliver it somehow, okay? So glute bridging, and then we're going to incorporate that into some of our stuff. From here, we're going to go into some type of vertical push, or excuse me, horizontal push. So a push-up variation. If these are problematic, you can't do them, then what we would do is we would change your body angle. I'm going to use this super expensive Crate and Barrel coffee table. I think it's Crate and Barrel. Position my hands under my shoulders, down, come back up, do maybe 3 push-ups. Maybe I can get one more. Boom. Okay, from here, I'm going to go into a squat variation. If you can do body squats, sinking hips back and back up, fine, do that. If you can't, we use an object, a chair. We reach back, we sit on the chair, stand back up. I'm going to do 5 of these. Boom. 3. You're doing it with me, I know that. 5, and back up. From here, I'm going to do a row. Here's where we get into needing some stuff. If you don't have some type of surgical tubing or something to pull, order one or let me know and I'll try and bring one to you. Anchor it to something that's not going to move, okay, ideally, okay? This, we talked about this table, very expensive, fine wood, it's not going to move. So I'm going to stay upright, have my feet in a split stance, and I'm going to do 5 rows here. If you want to do 10, you can do 10. If you want to do 12, you can do 12. If you do it over 15, yeah, maybe change it up a little bit, okay? After my rows, I'm going to come back to a glute bridge, just cause. I'm going to throw that in there. 5 more glute bridges. 3, and you're doing this with me. 4, 5. And you're going to find out this also creates a little bit of a anaerobic effect where our heart rate's getting elevated. At glute bridges, I'm going to change my push-up a little bit to give you different variation. If that level of your torso is still too challenging, then what you can do is just use a wall, okay? Watch out for handprints. Place hands on the wall. I'm going to back my feet up. I'm going to place my hands so that when I lower myself, my hands are about armpit level. I'm going to do 5 of these push-ups. If you want to be taller, you can, to lessen the load, that's fine. Again, if you want to do totally flat push-ups, that's up to you. 5 more squats. What I'm going to do, give you some variations. So if you want to increase stuff, get a band, hold a gallon of water, hold an iced tea jug, and now we're going to add some resistance to the squats. Oh, you can feel my breathing increasing now. Okay, 5 squats. What do I got? I got the rows. Okay, I'm not rushing the movements, but I'm going from one station to the other fairly rapidly. And I'm going to do some rows. If I want to increase the demand, the tension, I back up. Okay. Again, make sure your object is not going to move. If I want to decrease the tension, I'm going to come here. Okay. If you don't have a tube, load up. Get some canned goods, whatever. Prop yourself up. Do some type of row here. A Homer's bucket. Okay, if you want to fill this with books inside, okay, you can do your rows with a Homer's bucket or a mop bucket. Okay, I did my rows. I'm going to come and throw glute bridges in there, and you're with me. 1, 2, 3. You can squeeze. I'm going to hold it at the top for a little bit, just get some stuff going. 4. Man, that was 5. I lost count. I'm going to do one more. I always do one more if you lose count. 6 right there. Just cause I'm going to do a little bit of plank position. Want to try and get as much of the total body involved as possible. Boom. I'm going to go back to my push-up variation. Go down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do a squat. I'm just going to do a regular bodyweight squat. Or here's another option if you want to increase the intensity, hold that position. So we're going to come down, reaching the hips back to whatever depth you're comfortable in. As long as you don't need a surface, and we're going to hold it there, maybe 5 seconds. Come back up and repeat that. I'm not going to because of time constraints. So I'm just going to do my regular bodyweight squats. Okay, going to do one more. Boom. Back to my rows. Okay, split stand, doesn't matter which foot's forward. Staying tall. Pulling in, maybe just till the elbows get to the torso. Save the shoulder a little bit. Again, as many as you want to do, but I'm doing sets of 5 for time constraints in the video. Then we would repeat that. If you want to add some things to this. Probably better off to do it outside. Take your mop bucket or Homer's bucket, fill it up with water, halfway with water, some water in it, whatever, so that you have a fairly heavy weight. Then you would just do what we call a suitcase carry. Okay, so you just have a load on one side, staying tall. If you worked with me before, we know suitcase carries. So here we go, leaving the screen. See you later, I'll be back. Boom, right there in the other hand. If you got 2 buckets, do this outside, farmer's walk, suitcase carry. Again, so there's options to train at home. Just a little bit of creativity, some minimal equipment or no equipment. If you have questions, if you have concerns about exercising at home, want to ramp it up, start at a lower level, whatever.